don't let me go. Don't let me go. I was running fast down a dead-end street. You told me take it slow, baby, take it slow. Was it gonna last? I could feel the heat, and my mind was racing, not a place to go. Running on empty, I got nothing left. Staring right at me, you said take a breath. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. I don't know where I lost it, but I can't catch the beat. I don't know where I lost it, but I can't catch the beat. I don't know where I lost it, but I'm so checked out now. I don't know where I lost it, but all I hear is doubt. I'm running on empty, I got nothing left. Staring right at me, you said take a breath. Don't let me go. 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 I don't know where I lost it, but I'm so checked out now. I don't know where I lost it, but all I hear is doubts. I don't know where I lost it, but I'm so checked out now. I don't know where I lost it, but all I hear is doubts. Hollywood to Florida, she never touched the brakes. Parked a car right on my lawn and slept inside for days. Oh, the way she's living. Oh, the way she lives. She met a boy in Miami last summer on the yacht. He told her she should call him up when LA gets too hot. Oh, the way she's living. Oh, the way she lives. Oh, the way she's living.
I'm Purred Happily, and welcome to You Heard with Purred. And the story of this next segment is that they are alone, together. You heard?
That's okay. Hello, welcome. Yet another Alone Together. We've written yet another song in a week. We're excited to share it with you. I'm excited to hear it with you for the first time in just a few minutes. If this is your first time tuning in, as always, I'd like to give a little overview. So how do we make this happen every week? So every week, at the beginning of the week, Philip sends me a song idea. I take that song idea, I add whatever I want to that song idea, and then I don't send it back to Philip. I send it on to Benji. Benji adds whatever he wants. He doesn't send it back to me or Philip. Sends it on to Ty. Ty adds whatever he wants. He sends it on to Nate. Nate adds whatever he wants. He also takes out whatever he wants. We've learned that week by week. He produces the song a little bit, and then he mixes it for us. So it's totally new to all of us. It's totally new to you. These songs are finished today, so this is the newest song in the world. It literally just finished being mixed right now, and we're about to share it with you and hear it first with you for the first time in just a moment. So if you're watching at home, I don't know how else you'd be watching. You could be watching anywhere, but say hi. And let's go and have a little bit of fun before this presidential debate that we're all going to be very sad about. Welcome, boys.
What's good?
Nate, what you eating today?
I got some tomato soup with me. I ate a loaf of bread, an entire loaf of bread before this started.
All right, let me get a like in the comments if you love bread and soup. Okay, so my question for today is, if you were the pince fly, what would your name be?
Oh my god.
Theme of the night. We're just going to go ahead and go for it. Philip.
I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Well, then give it a bad name, Benji. Philip, what would your pince fly name be?
Mine would be Let Me Smang It in remembrance of the 10-year anniversary of Turquoise Jeep's classic song, Let Me Smang It, Girl, Smash It and Bang.
That's hilariously topical. My family saw not one, but two turquoise Jeeps last week with different license plates. We took
That's
pictures.
Incredible. That's
Insane.
really good.
All right. I'm going to go to Ty. What would your pince fly name be?
Jeff Goldblum. Next question.
That's a good one.
Next question.
Next question. Oh, yeah.
Next question.
Nate, gonna interrupt the soup. What would your fly name be?
My fly name would be Christian Dad Who Vapes, because that's the kind of person who would want to picket Prince's brain. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's pretty good. I like it.
Absolutely.
Benji, you want to boycott? That's okay.
I'm going to say my fly name would be Marty Mick.
That's funny.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Funny.
I just
Wow.
watched Back to
You all
the
got it
Future,
way
so.
faster than me. That took me that whole time, and I
good.
finally got it.
Very good.
You're welcome.
If you're at
you're
home,
ace.
let me know what your fly name would be in the comments. And I think I got to go with To the Moon, because that's where he thought he was. It's not nearly as funny as whatever Benji
Yeah, I really
thought.
crushed you on that one.
It wasn't very funny in the first place, but it is a name, Fly Me to the Moon. You get it. That's where he thought he was. Mike Pence's forehead is big old gray.
Can you explain
Let's-
the joke a little more?
Yeah. It's not funny, but
We've got
it is
like
a joke.
45 seconds left to kill, so if you really want to feel the
had this
space
much
out
time
with
to
this
kill.
answer.
Yeah, it's true. It's
us some
true.
background.
And let's just be honest, no one got it. And good jokes are not funny unless you have to explain them. They're not.
Can I be honest though?
No.
The Flies, Frank Sinatra covers record is amazing. It's really good.
Really? Like there's a band called The Flies?
Oh, I just meant The Fly.
I'm so confused.
He said Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh,
Countdown,
you know when you
take
don't
us
even
away.
get your own
Countdown
joke.
is never
All right, you
coming
ready?
slower.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Johnny's sitting thinking that his good times happen, there are good times on the way. 'Cause Johnny and his family saw the world from a Camry, then the world took his family away. Johnny, don't hurry, but there is still love in your name. Johnny, don't gonna see, there's the trick. Johnny, don't hurry, but there is still love in your name. Johnny, don't worry, there is love, but it's not the same. 'Cause broken hearts mended by love again, and you're not doing anything wrong. If you get up and dance while you still got the chance, come on now, sing your song. Oh, you did nothing wrong. Oh, come on, sing along. Oh, sing along. Did nothing wrong. Come on, sing
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
Something.
that is
don't hate
so
it.
good.
That's good.
That was
It's
great.
weird to say you love your own music, but I love that song.
Yeah,
It's,
but that was
It's not
solid.
weird. It's not weird.
you're right.
If you know you got riffs, if you know you got riffs.
It's fun when you don't know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it makes me think of that the joke about Kanye. Phil, you could probably tell us better than me about Aziz walking into Kanye's house and he's listening to 808s and
These
Heartbeats.
beats are dope.
These beats are dope.
Dope.
You gotta laugh at your own. You gotta laugh at your own jokes. It's like if you're at Subway, you gotta be able to enjoy your own sandwich.
That's what
Absolutely.
I was
listen
thinking
to
exactly. Yeah.
I listen to a fair amount of Rick Rubin podcasts these days, and he often says that by the time the record comes out, he's heard it enough times for a lifetime,
Yeah. Oh.
which is the case
Yes.
for 99% of artists, unless you're in this exact situation where
And
you're
then
hearing
they
it.
have to
Yeah.
start touring it.
This is the
Yeah,
one
exactly.
situation. That's actually
Yeah.
that's more or less why we are doing this, because
Yeah.
we are so more excited right now about the song than we will ever be about anything we're releasing by the time an album's coming out.
Okay, man, come
That's-
on.
You're right. Let me rephrase that.
Undersell everything we ever do in the future.
That's a great
Everybody
point.
just tune
Now,
out now.
on that
This is-
note,
This is as good as it gets. Everything.
This is it.
oh man. Okay, so if this is your first time watching, we always like to talk for a little bit, and then we listen to the song, and then we break down the song. We talk about our process. Phil's going to talk about the lyrics in just a few moments. We're all going to break out all the different parts that we added, so you get to hear everything kind of soloed out. It's pretty cool. And then at the end, we'll play the song for you again. So stick around to the end to hear that song again. Unless you're a Patreon member, this currently is going to be the only place that you can hear it for now. And I'm stoked. So let's go ahead and bring in Phil up. Philip, tell me about what you added this week.
Sure. So this was a fun song, like, for me to get into because it just had a chord progression that I don't use. I've never used a 2-chord in a Broke Royal song before. And
What's a 2-chord?
so
I mean, I know, but
there's the root chord is the 1, and then you move up from there, and so there's just like a cool Motown 2 chord that you can use, and so I stumbled upon that at some time, and then it was one of those things where going back to school a little bit and learning about other people's music opened up things that I wasn't hearing. The voicing for a 2-chord is not really going to fit in a like straight rock song, but in something like this where it's like there's a little bit more space, a little bit more swing, it's just really nice. And so if there's a lesson or a moral to this, it's that like sometimes just like trying to learn about the music you like can open up pathways to music that you don't like. This is not really like musically based on anything specifically. It just like I kind of was playing around with this riff, and you know, instead of doing my normal like 1-4-5 that feels very close to home for you songwriters out there, I did like something new and started in a completely you know, bass backwards way for me, and it was like immediately fun and enlightening. And so yeah, it was cool. This was a really like thrilling's the right word, but like kind of like I was like, I found myself being like, oh, if I do this here, then I can do that build here. You know, the chorus is like more of just like a build, which in a straight rock song kind of sometimes feels a little bit hack to me. But because here you've been dancing around the root note so much, it felt like earned to do that little build and then, you know, and all that. So yeah, anyways.
Interesting. Yeah, no, for sure. What have you ever heard of the term the creativity switch? It's like idea of by starting your day or just starting your activity a little bit different changes the way you're going to approach the whole thing.
Totally.
And it's like, you don't necessarily have to do everything different, but if you start different, I think I learned about this a long time ago, so I could be getting that a little bit wrong, but that's my idea of what it is.
Yeah,
so.
I was in the weeds a little bit. You said it very nicely.
Awesome. Well, this song's very cool. You did a lot of different instrumentation too. We got a lot of horns in there. We got a lot of strings in there, which we've started to use a little bit more and more over the years, but it definitely is, you know, it's becoming more Broke Royals than like traditional Broke Royals for sure.
Yeah, and to that actually, I was nervous to even do this song at all because like I was like, it like needs a real trumpet, and I was using like a very high quality but fake trumpet. And Benji came in with I assume it was Ben, came in with a really nice guitar double on that, which is like I've seen bands do that live and it always sounds great. And so I didn't, without even saying anything, that was a really cool way to make this pop, that horn part pop.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I want to, speaking of that, hear from Benji what he added, because when I got this song, I actually said like, hey, these horns are sounding great, but I think they need a little bit more. Is there anything you can do for them? So Benji, nope, I'm just kidding. It's me right now. I forgot. It's me right now. So I'm going to talk about my drums first, and then we're going to bring in Benji. He's going to tell us. So, you know, hold out for Benji to tell us about how he helped the horns. So this is what I added. I wanted to follow Phil's, the vibey kind of set. Now, I want to point out right here, there's this cool, like, spring sound that you hear with every click. That's what's called a spring reverb, and it's literally the way that you do it is it's a spring reverbing. So in a guitar amp, they typically have spring reverbs, and back in the Motown days, it was a very common type of reverb for a lot of things. It's very short and springy, so it's really fast. It doesn't really get lost in the mix, and that is one of the coolest things. And it's one of those same things where it wasn't my thought to put it on initially, but I was just playing with different tones and something already had it on there, and I realized, oh, this is what is going to make this song have that extra little kick, at least in terms of the drum part that I'm adding. And I'm super stoked. As soon as I heard it and Nate had kind of like cranked it up a little bit, I was like, yes, that is awesome. So, but in terms of the beat, I wanted to go more true to song, so I'm going simple. I'm not really doing a lot. It's not a complex beat, but it does have that that just is a little bit fun and funky, and just kind of grooves a little bit more than a lot of our songs. So this song is really fun to work on. And then Benji took it. I'm guessing it was Benji because he soloed over it and sang over it and did all sorts of stuff on that. Was an outro that was not even there when I had this song last time. So let's go and bring in Benji. Let's hear how he fixed the horns, because I know you've been dying to hear that. And then let's also hear about this outro that he added. Benji.
Oh, I am on screen. I was looking at the wrong camera. Hi, good to see you, Colin.
Good to see you too. You're actually on this time. It's not just me again. I faked you out last time. I know.
It's good to be here.
Welcome on.
So, yeah. So, you asked me what comedic director would I relate my songwriting style to? Funny you should ask me that question. I was thinking about this.
I did ask that.
I heard someone describe, this is actually an actual segue though, I heard someone describe Mel Brooks's like kind of approach to making a movie as like just throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. And that's like really, really accurate, because like if there's anything that's a dud, like it doesn't have the chance to be a dud because there's immediately something else happening after it. So that's kind of what I took into in this one, because I basically was listening through it, and I had this like sort of feeling like I can sort of do like 7 different directions on this. So I did a guitar doubling on top of the structure that was there already. There's an old school technique, or not an old school technique, but like there's this the reason why like a fuzz pedal was invented was to mimic the sound of like a trumpet player or a violin player. So people wanted to use or wah pedals on trumpets and things like that. So there's a lot of different things that were overlapping there. So to get sort of a trumpety sound, I just fuzzed out my guitar through a direct input, which is an old school recording technique I've talked about many times here because I've started doing it all the time. And yeah, that was like the first kind of thing that got me in there, and I started playing around with more guitar tracks, and I started doing I was like, maybe I'll try doing something funky for the solo. Maybe I'll do something straight up rock and roll. Maybe I'll do some like kind of slow chuggy things, which mainly didn't make it to the final end, but like that's fine, because that's the thing when you throw everything at the wall. Not all of it's gonna be the greatest thing, but you're gonna end up with something that sticks there. And then I threw in a bunch of backing vocals because I was bored, and it was like Sunday night, and I was just like, whatever, I can just throw in some backing vocals. And then I threw in a joke backing vocal, and it made the cut. So that's pretty sweet.
Is that I heard you react to it during the bridge. I think it's coming up here in just a minute.
It's the end after like the solo. There's like a little build, and then I just start hamming on high notes in like just the most ridiculous old-timey like voice that I can find.
I love that Benji just goes, I just threw in all these amazing backing vocals because I can.
Well, it was, I mean, first of all, I'm sure that Nate had to fix up quite a few of them.
They sound awesome.
But I mean, I have my whole studio set up so I can just turn up a knob and just start doing stupid stuff like that.
That's awesome. That's the other thing.
It's
we talked
fun.
about this the first episode of season 2 this season, is like limiting things that get in the way. Like just have
set everything
streamlined
up,
as
no
you can.
distractions,
Yeah.
do everything the best you can, and then just it gives you more time to throw things at the wall and see what sticks.
You know what?
Yeah.
I had it on the screen, and I'm putting it back because it's a great tip. Just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Awesome.
There we go.
All right, so you took this, you changed around the production of it a little bit, the arrangement, I mean.
I actually didn't. I didn't touch the arrangement.
Really?
So
okay, so maybe I must be misremembering the arrangement. I guess it must be longer than I remember.
I just got it like that from you.
Okay.
So.
Well, you just really fleshed it out in a way that I was like, there's nothing here. And then after Benji, there's so much going on. It's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in Tamir, and let's hear about this bass line.
Yeah. So, I didn't really do much at all. Since we were talking about the whole Motown thing, I get to hear it a lot at work because arguably my favorite Pandora station to play at work is just the Motown station.
Sure.
What's not to love? So, but one thing I really, really like a lot of times is bass players sort of underplaying. Like I don't play a ton on this song. I don't feel like, especially at least not during the verses. I don't really at all, except for like a couple licks, and I kind of change it up on the second verse. And hearing it all together in context was actually really cool. It made me much happier about what I contributed, because at the time I was just like, what do I do here? What do I do here? So I was just like, whatever. All right, let me just do what I think feels right, and we'll see. And I think it all came together pretty well. So I think even though I didn't necessarily go in with this mindset, underplaying really, 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 really can help. It's kind of a secret weapon. So
yeah. So leaving space so that when you are coming in, it has more impact, right? Like
that's pretty much it. Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah,
it's really all I had for it. So
sometimes you just gotta listen to the song. You gotta follow it, and you gotta do what is right. And also, you can call it underplaying, but like the way that you underplayed like the do is like it's just it makes what you do matter more. Like if you just went like that would be cool, but just doing that little is just awesome, man. It's just so cool.
And actually, what that reminded me of was the drum beat that you're doing, the boom, 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 like especially the kick. I was initially trying to sort of mimic that, but it basically turned into that little fill that I do during the vocals.
Oh, okay.
So the drum part actually helped me kind of think of that. So that was really cool.
Okay, I'll take the credit. Yeah, I'll take that.
For the rhythm section, buddy.
That's right. We work together, even alone.
Linked.
We work together, even alone.
We should do a series named like
Together Alone.
I think, yeah.
Together Alone.
Together Alone.
Yeah,
together
we work
alone.
together, even alone. I love it. Let's do that. You know what? We'll talk after this call. We'll do that. We'll get something together. We have a spin-off show, Together Alone, and it's just time you're on Colin doing rhythm section songs.
That's it.
I love it. All right, let's go ahead and hear. So you took it and you sent everything that you added along with Benji and me and Philip, and you sent that on to Nate, and Nate made it into a song, and here we are today listening to it. So Nate, tell us what you gave us. And also, you sound great today. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Oh, hey, no problem. I hacked away to have audio and visual. So
that's right. It's awesome. Okay, so tell me about this song.
What do you want to know?
Same stuff as every week.
Fair enough. Well, I did it all while drinking homemade Arnold Palmer's.
Hey, that was what I was looking for.
Okay, cool. Next question.
Moving on. Tell me about next week's song. No, okay.
No, I can't do that yet.
None of us can.
Fun song. I liked getting to make some Motown drum sounds happen this week. That's not something I get to do a lot. So just made the drums sound crunchy and kind of thuddy, and it was a good time.
They're not as
what are some
big.
classic crunchy drum sounds from Motown? Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross. What were you thinking
all of the above. Personally, I was thinking of I'd Rather Go Blind. Personally. And that kind of like drum sound behind it. And that's also a good example of some spring reverb in some places as well. But anyway, so, tried to mimic that, and I don't know, thumpy bass and high passed a lot of things.
Yeah. There's not as much low end like there's in modern music.
Right.
It ends. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is just like tape and vinyl had literal physical limitations to them that made it so that they could not reproduce anything under 100 hertz. So that's very ingrained into the sound of music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like, it just doesn't have a lot of low end, and that's really a modern music thing. Just because recording it with low end couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And
like so you could do it, but it wouldn't matter. Like it's a lot of the same mics. We still use a lot of the same mics, but there's nothing that could reproduce that sound out in the world. So yeah, interesting. Well, you crushed it. You nailed this mix, and it sounds awesome.
Appreciate it.
I'm like, what can we do with this mix? How do we get this out to the world?
Also, I just want to make it. I'm pretty sure Benji's like joke vocal that was in there, I'm pretty sure it was labeled, if you keep this, make sure it's pretty low, or make sure it's really low or something like that. And so I obviously ignored that.
Yeah, you really did.
I really did. Intentionally. So
it's great. Okay. You nailed it, man. And that's a great, I'm going to throw it out there. That's a great mix tip. We'll call that your mix tip for this week is you want that lo-fi sound or that like Motown sound, you got a high pass.
High pass it.
Let's bring in Phil and let's hear about these lyrics.
Talking lyrics.
So tell me about these lyrics, Phil.
Well, this one started easy and then I hit a block. So I thought it would be, us songwriters, us lyricists often get a kick out of putting two things together that don't always go together. Motown does get really heavy and really deep at times, like What's Going On and things like that. But Motown can often be super light as a genre of like, Don't Hurry Love, You Can't Hurry Love, that kind of thing. Like it can be really like feel good music. So I thought it would be interesting to write a song about survivor's guilt, which I heard something about in a podcast or something, and it's been something that I sort of lived with my whole life, and so it's not autobiographical, but I thought everything is to some extent, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of create a character who felt like his chance at feeling loved was expired. Not romantic love, but like familial love, fraternal love, like had kind of run out. I didn't want to put too much of a pinpoint it too much, and then I like got stuck, and then I was thinking like, what's a good like hook for the song? And then I was thinking of like Signed, Sealed, Delivered, and how a lot of early Motown loved to use like really common everyday phrases that were a little bit less they hadn't been claimed yet by like a piece of marketing or media or a movie or something. I guess old like 50s and 60s movies do this too. So like at my apartment complex or something like at anywhere you might live, there might be something in your name, right? There's like a package in your name, there's a table in your name or something like that. So that love in your name is like a funny twist. But that was after like a few days of being like, I'm kind of like stuck on this, like, how do I get this from being this like sort of sad story to be something that's like believably light? And so I thought the phrase "love in your name," like there's love in your name. If this was a rom-com, like the bellhop would say like, "There's love in your name today," and then we'd fade to black, and it would be great. So awesome. that was really, it was kind of two things together. I had like an initial idea, and then I needed something to get me over the finish line, which is like often the case when I'm writing lyrics.
And for you, that was the love in your name was the
right, because I knew it was a Motown song, and I knew that I'd kind of done something different. So I was like, okay, like why not now pivot and go back towards like a traditional Motown trope of like doing something in the genre that will make this like not like super far away from like a typical Motown song, but like actually just like this close. Like writing a Motown survivor's guilt song is kind of like, just if you do it with this like hook and like kind of as the undertone, it makes it a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? You're like honoring the genre. It's not like totally going against the grain. It's like, no, I know how this genre works. I love this genre, and let's also do something a little bit different with it. So that was kind of my thinking.
Yeah. I think they're great lyrics. It's super interesting, super engaging, and this song is just wild. So we got 1 minute before 9 p.m. We're going to play the song again in just a moment. We want to thank you all for tuning in, for watching. Any final words from anybody?
Yes. 2 things. 1, if you're a Patreon person, hello, we love you. Hello to everyone. But the song is already up. Before the end of the episode even, the song is already up. Also, Patreon members will be getting Gold Brick Champion medals. So that's a coming your way.
Look at that. What's Gold Brick Champion, Philip?
Gold Brick Champion is our new single featuring our friend Bartees Strange. I'm going to go ahead and say he's our friend. Bartees Strange. He's got a hit record out. It's going to be out November 20th in all of our social media platforms. You can find the pre-save link. It would mean quite a bit to us if you would go pre-save that, because it tells Spotify and Apple Music that people are interested in it. So that would be great if you could do that. And the second thing is, next week is a Halloween special.
That's right. Oh my gosh, how could I
Halloween,
forget?
baby, so come in your costumes.
I'm excited.
no,
I should wear a costume.
Yes,
Oh, crap.
Halloween
I
special.
gotta get a costume.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh yeah, boy. We have a hint. We might have a slightly spooky song next week. Is that still true, Philip?
Absolutely.
Philip texted me a few weeks and said, "Uh-oh, I think I just wrote a Halloween song.
I actually wrote 2, but only one was good.
Oh my God. So point being,
Tony, we love you too.
that's right. We love you, Tony. Point being, come back next week, get a little early Halloween in. I know that some places aren't trick-or-treating. Come here. We won't trick you. We'll only treat you. It's going to be a fun old time.
I will trick you.
Good one.
Benji might
I will trick you 100%.
I'm very curious what that's going to look like on a live stream. But
I'll
I'm
probably
here
just show
for it.
up eating food again.
All tricks, no treats, baby.
I love it.
All
All right.
candy.
And we're about to enter into the month of November, where all 5 of us have birthdays. So just everybody out there, think about that. We got a few birthdays coming up.
I'm gonna drop my Venmo in the comments.
That's right, Benji's Venmo in the comments. All right, for the last time this evening, "Love in Your Name," the newest song by Broke Royals.
Johnny's sitting thinking that his good times happen, there were good times on the way. 'Cause Johnny and his family